The Tesla Model Y has just smashed the German auto market. Seriously, smashed it. But this is just the beginning. I mean, Germany, they have to be scared. They must be scared right now. With the new model costing only $41,000 and Tesla ramping up production massively, not only at Shanghai, but we're all actually ignoring the fact that Tesla's doing the same thing at Fremont and Germany and Texas, while the European auto market is set to be crushed. Hello my friends, welcome to the channel. What am I talking about by crushed? Well, I'm not just talking about the Tesla Model Y, I'm talking about EVs in general. Plug-in market share actually decreased versus the month before. However, in August, electric vehicles increased market share again to a new record in Germany of 28.5%. Now, it wasn't long ago that German car makers such as BMW said the future was not electric. In fact, BMW are actually planning on releasing a new hydrogen-powered vehicle very shortly. Yeah, so much for that. Anyway, what exactly is going on in Germany? I'll tell you what's going on. German automakers, they're scared. They have to be. I mean, why would you not be, considering not only Tesla, but China are coming as well? Herbert Diess warned them of this. He warned them and they fired him. Yeah. Anyway, what were the numbers for Germany? Who were the winners? Who were the losers? Let's have a look at the chart here. But first, Europe's largest auto market, according to Clean Technica, saw plug-in electric vehicles take 28.5% market share in August of 2022. That's their best result. It's up 1% on overall auto volumes were 199,183 units, fractionally up year on year, but dramatically down by 37% from the 2018-19 seasonal average of 315,000. In other words, Europe has reached peak car. So these automakers are actually fighting over a smaller share. This really is a zero-sum game. I mean, the market is getting smaller and the competitors, the number of them, are getting larger. The Tesla Model Y was easily the best-selling plug-in vehicle in August of 2022, thanks in large part to the fact that Tesla produced them in Berlin now. Of the 28.5% of all cars that were sold with a battery in them, 16.1% were fully electric, 12.4% were plug-in hybrid, and this compares to 14.9% and 12.7% last year. What's happened? Well, essentially, electric cars have eaten into market share, and they've taken some market share away from not only internal combustion engine vehicles, but also from plug-in hybrids. Now, plug-ins actually had a little bit of an increase, a tiny increase in market share. That came a result of less market share for hybrid vehicles, whose percentage fell from 18.7% last year to 17.6% this year. Combustion-only powertrains made up only 53% of all vehicles. Now, obviously, within a year's time, we're going to be looking at significantly less than 50% for combustion engine powertrains in Germany. What does that mean? Well, it means that major automakers, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, etc., if they don't significantly lift their game, they're going to lose enormous amounts of market share. With Tesla's factory increasing production from 1,200 Model Ys per week to 1,500 Model Ys per week as of mid-August, and delivery volume to Germany and the rest of Europe seeing significant increase as a result mostly of Tesla making a lot more Tesla Model Ys at their factory in Shanghai, the Model Y has therefore registered a new record of 4,216 deliveries in Germany, which is a massive increase from the previous month of July when Tesla delivered 2,530. I think we're going to see closer to 5,000 on average for the next couple of months in Germany, maybe even 6,000. The Model Y saw over 2.6 times the volume of second and third place electric vehicles, Volkswagen ID4 and 5, and the Fiat 500e. I mean, look at this chart here. Tesla Model Y, 4,216. ID4, ID5, 1,601. Third place, Fiat 500e, 1,500. ID3, 1,489. The thing is, right, I think we're really looking at a tsunami here. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg because Tesla has just reduced prices of the Model Y to 41,000 US dollars, right? That price is an absolute bargain. Not only that, but that price includes a BYD Blade battery pack, lithium iron phosphate batteries. Now, there's a lot of people that watch this channel, there's a lot of people that watch other YouTube channels. They're very well aware that really the best type of battery to have in your car is the one that lasts the longest, right? Yeah, LFP battery packs, they last the longest. They do by a long shot, a long margin, a large margin. So this is the option. Not only is it the cheapest, it also gives you the battery that lasts the longest. In my view, that makes a lot of sense. The other thing to remember is that production in Shanghai is just ramped up enormously. Plus, we're going to add battery production from BYD to the mix already coming from CATL and from Panasonic and from LG Chem and from Samsung SDI and Tesla's own battery production. We're looking at massive increase of Model Y production over the next few months. That means these sales here, I really think we're going to see a big increase over the next 6 months, largely thanks to decreased prices, but also just as equally important is increased supply. Can all these other legacy automakers, can Volkswagen, can Fiat, can Dacia, can Audi, can their production numbers jump up the way that Tesla will increase their production numbers over the next few months? I don't know, but I don't think so. I mean, I've looked at what they're doing and it doesn't look like they're in position to be able to compete with Tesla for production. Now, the other thing to consider though is that the German factory making Tesla vehicles isn't just providing Tesla cars to Germany. They send them to other places, including France, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, etc. The list goes on and on and on. So production in Germany isn't just going to Germany. It's got to go to a bunch of other countries in Europe as well. However, the thing to note is that each of these major countries in Europe have shown they can absorb at least 1,000 Model Ys per month. And clearly, we don't know what the upper limit is, especially since Tesla is reducing prices. It's possible those markets could take 5,000 to 10,000 cars per month. Realistically, I think once Tesla's factory in Germany ramps their production up to big numbers, we're talking, 500,000 vehicles per year. Realistically, I don't see why it isn't possible for the European market as a whole to take all of those cars. Then we can see what will happen in Shanghai. They'll start sending more cars to Australia, more cars to New Zealand, more cars to the UK, more cars to other countries, Japan, Singapore, right-hand drive markets, even countries like South Africa, where people are literally crying out for the Tesla Model Y. One car that's doing well as well is the Seat Cupra Born, which is coming to Australia for you guys who are interested. That vehicle had a record volume of 1,257 units and it climbed to 8th place. Dacia Spring, Europe's cheapest EV, but not for long until the Chinese come, saw its largest volume since December, climbing to 5th with 1,447 vehicles. Now, if we have a look at the numbers over the trailing quarter, meaning the 3 months from now backwards, you'll see Tesla Model Y is still in first place, but not by much over the Fiat 500e. The Model Y 7,400, Fiat 500e, less than 1,000 behind with 6,670 deliveries. And then well behind those two is the ID4, ID5 with 4,611. If you look all the way down the list, you'll see in 19th place in Germany was the Tesla Model 3 with 1,986 deliveries. It's very clear. The market has spoken, right? What do people in Europe want? They much prefer the Model Y versus the Model 3. But what I really think Europeans want more than any other car from Tesla, not necessarily a $25,000 car, that would be nice. $30,000, that could do the same trick, is a smaller SUV. A smaller vehicle that can be, say, like a hatchback or a mid-sized or a small SUV. The Tesla Model A, the Tesla Model 2, I'm convinced Tesla will actually reveal the Tesla Model 2 or the Model A next year. I'm convinced they're already working on developing that vehicle in China right now and that they know Europeans want a car like that. Now, if you want to see my video about the Tesla Model A, I'll put a link in the description below. Tesla did not say they're not making it. They just said they're not prioritizing it now. So all those videos saying Tesla's cancelled the Model A, no, they're false. Clickbait, false news. Finally, let's have a look at the winning auto manufacturing group rankings over the past 3 months. Now remember, these vehicles include plug-ins as well as fully electric. Volkswagen Group, 26,700. They still lead. Stellantis, 18,000. They've been bragging about beating Tesla in Europe. Third place, Renault Nissan with 9,857. And Tesla is in fourth with 9,400. Next, Hyundai Group with 9,000. Then BMW with 8,200. And then Mercedes with 5,400. By this time next year, my prediction is Tesla's delivery numbers in Germany will be much closer to Volkswagen's. Could be wrong though, you never know. However, the reason I think that is going to be correct is because Tesla is actually ramping right now. Volkswagen is sort of ramping up, but they don't plan to have their major electric vehicle factory built until 2026. So I can't see Volkswagen's production increasing by an enormous amount over the next year. I could be wrong though. My prediction for the next 3 months of vehicle delivery sales in Europe, electric cars in Germany specifically, Tesla with 15,000 and Volkswagen with 25,000. Now, one of the clear winners though in this group that no one is talking about is Renault Nissan. They grew their volume by 14%, but they climbed from 6th place to 3rd place. Tesla climbed 1 spot from 5th to 4th with an increase in volume of 4%. Losing places, Hyundai Motor Group, they went from 3rd to 5th. They decreased volume by 10%. Mercedes went from 4th to 7th. They decreased volume by 43%. BMW took advantage. They went from 7th to 6th, despite having 3.5% less volume than 3 months ago. So clearly you can see here, BMW, Mercedes, Hyundai, they're struggling with their EV production. It's not that easy. Now, in my opinion, Tesla will almost certainly take 2nd place over the next 3 months in electric vehicle deliveries in Germany. It's almost a guarantee, but you never know. I could be wrong. Let me know if you agree with me in the comment section below. Clearly, Tesla's not going to take Volkswagen's spot for a while, if ever. You never know. They might though next year. What do you think on that? Do you think Tesla could overtake Volkswagen Group in Germany next year? If that happened, I can tell you now, the German politicians, the German people would be in panic mode. I mean, Volkswagen, it's a far bigger company than BMW, Mercedes. Volkswagen have Audi, Skoda, Seat. There's a whole range of brands sitting under that Volkswagen umbrella group of cars. If Tesla was to take 1st place from them, yeah, there'd be some serious panic going on. It'd be kind of funny and humorous to watch. And, it'd really light a fire underneath some of these automakers. But to be honest, that doesn't matter, really. What matters is the fact that clearly Tesla and other companies like Chinese car companies, NIO, XPeng, Leapmotor, all these car companies, BYD, they plan on selling 3 different electric car models in Germany within the next 6 months. Those are the Han, the Tang, and of course, the Atto 3. They're all going to take that market by storm. I don't mean take over the market, but I mean light some serious fires up the butts of these German companies who are still taking electrification pretty slowly. However, Germany's auto industry, which sits at the nexus of Germany's industrial economy, the German economy is incredibly reliant on the automotive industry massively, but it's facing massive headwinds. As an example, says Clean Technica, Europe's Association of Metal Producers, Eurometaux, has sent an open letter to the EU's political leadership calling for emergency action on the energy crisis to prevent permanent deindustrialization from spiraling electricity and gas prices. The association calls on the EU to adopt a range of emergency measures and to avoid introducing new policy measures that could add to the industry's production costs. Legal uncertainty and policy predictability is vital for business development. For Europe's economic development, and avoidable policy-driven cost increases must be re-examined in the light of anticipated inflation and recession. Clearly, right, Europe thinks a recession is here, not only here, but maybe a depression is coming as well. This is just one industrial area vital to Europe's auto industry and other heavy industry, glass, chemicals, including paints, and many more. Obviously, the auto industry depends on the health of all these upstream supplier industries, as well as on its own access to competitive energy prices. The auto industry also needs consumers who have a stable economic outlook and are able to spend money on cars. So everyone's getting scared right now that consumer confidence will decline, meaning less vehicle sales. That's already happening. Look at the automotive market. it's massively shrunk versus the last few years. Right now, there seems to be a delay in suppliers getting their message across to automakers. The IFO Institute's latest survey finds that the general darkening of mood in the economy in Europe is also reflected in the automotive sector, with suppliers much more pessimistic than manufacturers. Meanwhile, there is a growing gap between the foreign policies priorities of some of Europe's politicians, e.g. Boris Johnson, and the policies that large portions of the European public want to see. End of August results of the regular. What does all this mean? The prospects for Germany's auto industry, both on the supply side and on the consumer sentiment side, are obviously surrounded by a great deal of uncertainty at the moment. The reality is demand for vehicles in Europe and in Germany is going down. A lot of people don't realize this, but that's actually the facts. That's one of the key reasons why Tesla has decreased prices of its cars. But Tesla can afford to do that. Their margins per vehicle are significantly higher than their competition. And I don't think that any other automakers in Germany are actually making a profit from their EVs. So can they afford to bring their prices down? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.